Your bills are excessive. And for what purpose? Because you're afraid of living on less money? Living on less does not imply living on the bare necessities. It doesn't even imply skimping on the things you enjoy. We need to save more than ever in these difficult economic times, but we also don't want to be miserable. So, how do we do both? Well, that's one of my missions. I'm not really into extreme frugality. To that end, here are 5 effective ways to save money during a recession while sacrificing little in terms of quality of life. Tip number 1, have an emergency fund. A recession can be a difficult time for many people. One way to help ease the financial burden during this time is to have an emergency fund. This will give you a cushion to fall back on in case you lose your job or have unexpected expenses. Here are a few tips on how to build up your emergency fund. Start small. Even if you can only save $50 per month, it's a start. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings account so you don't have to think about it. Make it a priority. Once you have an emergency fund, make sure to keep it funded. This should be one of your top financial priorities. Having an emergency fund can help ease financial stress during tough times like a recession. Tip number 2, diversify your income. In these difficult economic times, it's more important than ever to make sure you have a diversified income. Here are a few ways to make sure you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. 1. Have multiple sources of income. If you rely on just one source of income, you're much more vulnerable to economic fluctuations. Make sure you have a few different streams of income coming in so that if one dries up, you're not left high and dry. 2. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. This is similar to the first tip, but it's worth repeating. Don't invest all your money in one stock or even one industry. Diversify your investments so that if one area takes a hit, you're not wiped out financially. Tip number 3, review your expenses and make cuts where possible. When it comes to saving money, many of us are unaware of where our hard-earned cash goes each month. Reviewing your expenses is a great way to get started on cutting costs. Start by looking at your bank and credit card statements from the past few months. Make a list of all your regular expenses, including things like mortgage or rent payments, utilities, groceries, transportation costs, and entertainment. Once you have a good idea of where your money is going each month, start making cuts where possible. For example, if you're spending too much on eating out, consider cooking more meals at home. If you have a gym membership that you rarely use, cancel it and opt for cheaper alternatives like working out outdoors or using at-home workout videos. Tip number 4, make a budget and stick to it. Making and sticking to a budget is one of the best ways to save money. By knowing exactly how much money you have coming in and where it needs to go, you can avoid overspending and get into debt. Here are a few tips for creating and sticking to a budget. 1. Determine your income and expenses. The first step in creating a budget is knowing how much money you have coming in and where it all goes. Track your spending for a month or 2 to get an accurate picture of your regular expenses. 2. Set realistic goals. Once you know where your money is going, you can start setting some goals. Do you want to save up for a vacation or a new car? Or maybe you just want to get out of debt. Whatever your goal, be sure to make it realistic. Frugal tip number 5, invest in quality, long-lasting items. When it comes to your finances, it's important to be mindful of what you spend your money on. In difficult economic times, like a recession, it becomes even more important to be frugal with your spending. One way to be frugal is to invest in quality and long-lasting items. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in next video.